What up, YouTube? It's time to buzz the tower. It's your boys, Detroit Love, P-Dubs Arcade Loft, Michael B. the Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes. Let's get Friday started.
I just woke up. I literally woke up 5 minutes before the show started. No BS. These guys were all in a panic. Like, where's P-Dubs? What's happening? Where's P-Dubs? The show's about to begin. I was asleep, man. I was asleep. But I'm ready. No, I'm not. I'm tired. Mike, kick off the show while I try and get going here, man.
Hi, everybody. P-Dubs, for some reason, needed a nap in the middle of the day, and that's created a lot of problems for our show tonight. I was going to blame Nostalgia for why Season 2 hasn't started, but unfortunately, that's not true. P-Dubs slept through Season 2. He didn't get any of the assets ready. He just slept all day and said, we'll just go with what we got, boys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nostalgia, you're looking less fuzzy today. What's going on, man?
Oh, it's all here. It's just tied back today.
I work in an office that doesn't have air conditioning, and it gets pretty warm, and we work with soldering irons and air solders, and it just gets real hot. So when you have a lot of hair, not only does it expand, but it gets in the way, and it's just not comfortable. So I tied it all back
Michael,
in my brony tail.
We know the truth. That casting couch definitely gets hot. No doubt about it. Hair gets sweated out. We understand, brother. You got to make a living. Everybody does it.
Yeah. The other thing too is the first time I met you, I was like, man, if there was ever a dude that I could see putting it up in a man bun, that is him. So
me? I can do that. I like the brony tail better than the man bun, though.
All right.
How about a big shout out for Carl, man? He really nailed that intro, man.
That was good.
It was.
Like, if I wasn't so tired, I would have been like, oh my God, let's go, let's rock.
What'd you say? You wanted to storm the tower? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Buzz the tower.
I don't think you should be saying that.
Bust the tower. What is
buzz
bust
the
tower?
Buzz the tower.
Buzz the tower.
Isn't that that's from a movie back in the day?
Maybe the movie Steven makes in his basement.
Top Gun. That's a negative. That's a negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Top Gun.
We should ask the audience. They would have got it.
Hold on a minute.
These dudes are smart.
So lots of people are saying Top Gun.
Yep. Top Gun, baby.
I just yelled for my son to bring me a cup of coffee. That way we can get this going.
Bring me a banana cognac.
All right. We got a lot to talk about tonight, guys. We got some quick updates for AtGames. We got iiRcade news. We got stuff going on with New Wave Toys. There's always a lot to talk about in the world of Arcade1Up. Console gaming is always exciting as well, especially when we have a new mini console on the horizon. There's a lot going on, but before we get to all that stuff, what?
Can we talk about iiRcade first? The wait would be unbearable.
You want to talk about I was going to kick off the show with AtGames real quick because it's literally
you go ahead.
a 5 minute thing for AtGames this week. But before we do, we have to say hi to who's here in the live chat. Ritual Delo's here. Craig B is here. Adam called. Scarpad. Doug is here. Conti. Ashley Bradley. MJ is rocking the jorts and a man bun. Bill's Retro Gaming Show is here. Charlie Chuck is here. Weapon X is here. Watch out. Schnook. Conti's here, but he's actually in London. Look at that, man. He's in London. There you go. Scarpad also has back hair. Watch out for that. Herb Wars is here. I just met him on the iiRcadian show we just did the other night. Papa Brad is legit. Alfred's here. And the list goes on and on and on. A whole bunch of hooligans are here. We're ready to broadcast the Super Game Room Dudes. And let's kick it off real quick here, guys. Let's see. Is AtGames giving us the ultimate updates? Mike, since you were shilling the links all over YouTube, Facebook, Discord, Reddit, Tinder, Grindr, Farmers.com, what can you tell us? What is the exciting news coming out of the AtGames camp? What are you excited about?
AtGames is now got a store up on Amazon. So we've got a new way to pick up AtGames products. It's no longer just directly from AtGames or to have a subscription to Sam's Club or however the hell that works. I don't know if we have one in Canada. But now you can order directly from Amazon. You got to be transparent here. I think the cabinets themselves still ship out of AtGames, but some of the accessories are being shipped directly by Amazon. So you do avail of better shipping prices on those. So it's great to see these up here. Different options. They had some sales on Prime Day with the official launch of the product. It was a pretty cool time and good for them too to have their own store and their own place for people to find their product, especially in the largest retailer in the world right now. Do you call it like a retailer? Is it an online retailer? Is that what Amazon is?
It's an online retailer, Mike. Good
Yeah.
for you. You learn something new every day, buddy.
Oh my goodness, this is good news in my opinion that we have a retailer like Amazon finally carried some of these products. But the deals didn't just end there, guys. That's right. The deals are still going on. So this Prime Day deal is still going on. You can get the Legends Ultimate Arcade machine for $549 with $50 shipping on this particular Prime thingamajigger, as well as the Legends Ultimate Mini is still $389, and shipping has also been knocked down to $50 on this. So some of these Amazon Prime Day deals are still going on. They've been extended through today and tomorrow, I think. So if you're interested in jumping on board and playing with some sauce, pouring sauce all over your arcade machines, might be a good time to do it. What's up, man?
What's up with that percentage off? Where'd they come up with that?
I don't know. I was thinking the exact same thing.
16.19% off.
This is the kind of crap that Nostalgia does when he was working for AtGames. He's like, how about you guys do 60.39% off?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, 16.19. Let's not go nuts, Nostalgia.
So P-Dubs, I'm not an English teacher, but I do want to correct you there. You use the past tense instead of the current tense. You said when he was working for AtGames instead of since he's been working for AtGames.
I don't even know who he works for anymore. Honestly, I don't.
Well, apparently they have a casting couch, whoever he works for.
I work for Pornhub now.
Oh man, Scarpad $2 donation says today is an embarrassment for iiRcade. Very witty pun indeed, my friend. Very, very witty. I think my son just sent us a $1 sticker. Thanks so much, kid. Coffee. Sorry.
No, the $1 was he was sending that to you and saying, buy your own coffee.
Yeah, not Starbucks.
Did P-Dub's son just tip $1 instead of giving his dad a cup of coffee?
That's correct.
There you go. What else is going on with AtGames? So the Amazon Prime Day deals are still, some of them are still rocking. They're on website, they're on Amazon, but I think there's something else, Mike. What am I missing from AtGames? I just woke up, brother.
Well, I don't know if this has been highly publicized out there now, but they've got the Universal Game Packs coming out right now. So if you bought your pinball pack for your AtGames Legends Ultimate machine, but then you have it on the pinball, you had to get an additional pack. Or if you're using two devices, you need to get multiple pinball packs to use it on multiple devices. In the future, they're going to have universal packs that'll work like Steam, like basically no matter what device you're on, everybody can use it. And also, I think if I'm reading this correctly, remembering this correctly, it also means like, say, for example, you have the regular version, then you can play the premium version on the pinball or play the premium version on the Legends Core Max as well. So basically, it's just meaning you don't have to buy multiple copies of the pinball packs going forward. And also, if you already have the pinball packs, don't worry, because they're just going to automatically update into a universal pack anyways. So you don't even need to do anything. It'll just happen.
Agreed.
You're not getting that coffee, are you?
I have no idea what I said. I have no idea what you're saying, Mike. I was talking to my son. All right, P-Dubs is playing charades. There you go. There you go. So I Married an Axe Murderer. What's that all about? What the heck? Are we talking about that old Michael Myers movie?
It's a good-ass movie.
I think they're throwing in some 80s movies quotes.
Corey says, sure, now they get universal packs. Steven, what do you think about the universal packs?
Honestly, I think that is really good that they're doing it now. I wish they had done that right from day one. I really feel like it should have been something that was across the board. If you buy the pack, you can use it across any device. So I'm glad that they've actually shifted into that, because that's what makes sense. When you buy a game off Steam, they don't make you buy a different version of the game based off of the hardware in which you're running. You can just run it on your PC or any PC that you link your account to. So, yeah, it's good for them. Glad they're making that step.
Yeah, I agree. It's something that should have been done, but they're learning and make some adjustments. Keep it coming.
Now, do have some good news. So, if you guys are fans of the AtGames Legends pinball machine, as you guys know, the Buy Stuff store has that whole new Backbox that they're doing. And I did get one, and it did ship. And I think it's going to arrive by Monday. I think their new Backbox for the AtGames Legends pinball. Let me pull this up right here. So expect a video on my channel coming soon, as well as we'll talk about it more on the podcast show here as well on this channel. But I do have my deluxe Backbox for the Legends pinball coming. So is that the new one right here? Hold on. My apologies.
I thought 1.0
Yeah.
is the old one.
Here it is. I'm sorry. The 2.0 is what I got coming. Here it is. Guys, I just woke up. You gotta cut me some slack tonight. Here we go. So the 2.0 Backbox has shipped from Buy Stuff Arcades. I should have it by early next week. So expect a picture. Antisocial Hero says, I sent you a picture, P-Dubs. I think maybe he got one. I think maybe he got his. Hold on. We'll pull up his picture in a minute. But Nostalgia, what do you think about the new version of their deluxe Backbox from Buy Stuff?
I love this. I think it looks really, really, really good. They did a good job making it look like it actually matches the body of the ALU.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just this is a really solid upgrade if you go this route. Now, does this come with the monitor and everything at that price?
I believe
It comes with both monitors, and on this version, they don't allow you to send your old Backbox in for a credit, right?
I believe so, yes. So,
Okay.
yeah, so can't wait to check it out. Let me get this off the screen. I got to pull up my private messenger here. I think we might have a real in-life photo courtesy of Antisocial Hero.
It's going to be a picture of his feet.
And why
Would you
pulling
say?
it up,
Really hope it's a picture of his
I
feet.
said it's a picture of his feet.
Oh no! If it's a picture of his feet, we're no longer going to be friends. That's for
so
sure.
why are you pulling that up? I just want to say, I had got Bobby Boo's back glass box, and I'm glad these guys are gotten to the game, because I had a lot of challenges with that. I still don't have anything up and running on that thing at all. But the challenges was mounting the VIPS board. So it's good to see that they have a spot for that to go. It takes a lot of the guesswork out. The way, I think that's a pretty nice product, another option for us to have in this community. So it looks pretty good. I can't wait to see it, P-Dubs, when you get it going and explain it like you always do with your videos. Because a lot of times when you don't know what to do with these things, you'll just be in a holding pattern. So I think that's great that you're going to do your normal spiel with the videos, because those type of things are necessary to get people up and running with these products.
I definitely want to thank you, Carl, and I want to know if you can build me a handle for my Defender Partycade that I just got. It is the Catalina wine mixer of Partycades, which we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so Antisocial Hero says this is the first version 2 Backbox in the wild. He got his, and he already got his installed. Let me know what you guys think, especially if you already have the version 1. Does it look like it kind of fits the size of the cabinet a little bit better versus the original version they had? The original Wave 1, beautiful product by Buy Stuff Store, but I passed on it completely because I just felt like it looked way too big for the cabinet.
It was huge. It was huge.
Does that make sense? It's just way too big for the body of the cabinet. I know a lot of you guys out there have it, and I'm not making fun of you. I just felt like it was just way too big for the body of the cabinet. This looks a little bit more in line with the cabinet size. So I'm pretty excited about this. Thanks so much, Antisocial Hero, for sending this over. I know mine is set to arrive early next week. Let's get the feedback in the live chat. We got a lot of great people commenting. I like that. Looks good. Yeah, it looks like it's the right size. It doesn't look like it's too big. You know what I mean? And if there's one thing that I always hate hearing in my life, and I've heard a lot of women have told me this, it's too big, P-dubs. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta,
Notice that none of us said that's what she said. But we believe you, P-dubs. We do.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. You were saying that you're not making fun of the original. And the original, it was what it was. You're right. It came out. Yeah. They got feedback from people and said, hey, can you make this thing look more refined? And so they did a really good job. And again, hats off because it just makes this thing looks awesome. I think this is what the next version of Arcade, AtGames cabinet should look like. Version 2, if they ever get it made. This is the definite direction you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, I was always hoping AtGames would just release a new Backbox with like the Vivs integrated in there already. You know what I mean? You still like, even with this Backbox, you gotta throw in the Vivs board. You know what I mean? Like, why is the Vivs board just not part of the Backbox? You know what I mean? Like a whole new Backbox by AtGames, but it doesn't look like they're gonna do that. So having a third-party option like this is good, at least in my opinion.
I have the answer. You know why it's not included?
Why?
Because that's how they get you. Always with the add-ons. That's how they get you.
Always with the add-ons. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. And I know a lot of you spent, lots of money on the original one. I'm just saying that the original one that Buy Stuff did, it looked, in my opinion, way too large for the cabinet itself. So this is more in line with the cabinet. So I'm excited about this. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Thanks so much, Antisocial Hero. I'm glad he sent that over.
I bet you that would look really nice running off of a PC, like with VPX or Future Pinball or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
with the 3 monitors, I think that would look pretty badass.
Yeah, I can't wait to set that up. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see here. Mystery Encoders here. You're actually going to be the main topic of our show tonight because I want to know from viewers, are these Arcade1Up Countercade hacks, as well as just hacking Arcade1Ups, is it worth it? Should we be doing it? Should we be excited about it? It's going to be a great conversation that we're going to have a little bit later in the show. Mystery Encoders here. So let's see here. We also have Jason says the original pinball has 4.1, but so many new beautiful things being released require the full DMD. There you go. I like this. They did 60.39% of the work, and you do the rest. Story of Nostalgia's life right there. Isn't that right, my friend?
Absolutely.
All right. So minus that, let's pivot over. We got to talk about iiRcade. And Michael B., what's the big news from iiRcade in the last couple of weeks?
Well, the gold editions have started to come out. You can see mine here in the background. P-dubs, you've got your Space Invaders over there. So we're very fortunate. We're one of the very early few right now. I think there's 3 of us that have shown our machines off in the wild. So hopefully more people are going to get them soon.
Who's the 3?
Me, you, and Glenn's Retro Show. That's the Dragon's Lair cabinet. Yep.
Well, you haven't put out a review yet, but can you tell people what your early thoughts are on your cabinet behind you there?
It's like machine-wise, it's awesome. It's everything the original cabinet was turned up to 11. I mean, people say like just the stupid little things like, oh, it's just as a marquee. But like it's a small feature like that on a cab that was already like a premium cab that makes such a huge difference. So I love the new form factor. I love how the machine feels more enclosed right now. I mean, we haven't really seen the full expanse of what this can do because once the USB and the accessories get involved, we'll know more about it. But like the JBL audio, like at first I was like, I don't care about this, but those speaker grills, the metal speaker grills, when you see them and you feel them, guys, it adds more to the premium. The only thing that I think everybody's going to agree with, the matte finish on the marquee was a really interesting choice. So like, I mean, it doesn't look bad when it's turned on, but it's certainly like you never want to see a matte finish on a marquee. It always should be glossy. So I hope that over time that's something that they'll change, or I think a lot of us, even though it's such a small detail, but I mean, it's a premium machine, we'll be looking for third parties like Zabo's Arcade to maybe kind of fix that for us if iArcade's not going to do it. So yeah, but otherwise, I mean, the machine's badass. Hopefully now they get some badass games that will make you say, hey, I got a badass machine that plays badass games.
P-Dubs, your mic is muted.
Hey, Carl, can you take care of this super chat here? I gotta go shut this door. My dogs are
Tyler
going nuts.
B, thank you for the $9.99 super chat, man. Appreciate it. Game Genie, how about them light guns on iArcade?
That's me every time, every week.
And he also said, I need some words of wisdom from Detroit Love. Preach, brother. Also, Dubs, thanks for the gold edition sneak peek and nostalgia. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Tyler. So, Game Genie, how about them light games for iArcade?
Yeah, tell us about that.
Talk to Glenn. Glenn made an announcement saying, hey, I'm working with Sinden. A week later, iArcade brought Glenn on and said, Glenn's going to be making accessories for us. Do the math.
You and Glenn haven't done a video about this yet? That's probably what Tyler's expecting.
Glenn posted my video to his Facebook group there a couple days ago, Glenn's Game Gurus. So obviously he agrees with the video. So
yeah, it's not going to be valid until you and Glenn do a video on your show, because that's what we expect. I don't believe anything until I see a Michael B. the Game Genie video about it. That's just me and me and Tyler, obviously.
Like you say, Carl, all the time, this is just vaporware right now. Until it actually comes out, it doesn't mean anything. All I said was it's fairly logical that the reason why Glenn is working on Sinden is to get it to work on iArcade. I don't think he's getting it to work on something else right now.
I love how he's playing silly in the live chat right now. I love how he's playing silly. He knows exactly what's going on. Oh, excuse me.
That looks really, really good.
It is.
What looks
specifically
really
the Space Invaders artwork that they did?
Mm-hmm.
It looks really, really good. How is the marquee though? I know you said it's like a matte finish, but how is it in terms of like the diffusion of light and things like that?
Yeah. Even light distribution, no hot spots, really, really good quality. It's really only the finish. Like P-Dubs actually sent me a picture, and I don't know if we can talk about this, but like it's a picture of like what the marquee looks like glossy for the dead cells compared to what it looks like matte, and I mean it's a night and day difference.
Well, hold on. How do you get how do you have a side by side between glossy and matte of that marquee? P-Dubs? Yeah, you know.
Oh, sorry. I'm taking care of things here. Yeah, so what are we talking about? We're talking about the marquees.
Yeah.
Marquees are dope. The marquees are dope. Well, I mean, the finish isn't what we want it to be. Let me see here if I can find that picture that Mike.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Yep. All right, sorry. I'm really enjoying season 3. I'm glad you skipped season 2. I'm glad you took time off last week. Never feel bad for taking time off. Thanks so much, Matt Jansen. We actually had 2 of the hosts were unavailable to be on the show last week. And then we just felt like taking a week off, man. Like you can't go every week. It's hard to do these podcasts every week. Do us a favor, guys, in the live chat. Let me know what you guys think. Did you catch my Space Invaders review? If not, it's on my channel, P-Dubs Arcade Loft. Go check out the review. I got it rolling in the background here. We can kind of talk over it while it's playing. What did you guys think about what you saw? Were you impressed, not impressed? All that kinds of stuff. I could tell you, I have this cabinet, been playing around with it, and I'm digging the cabinet. It's a solid product. I gave it a solid review. It's not a 10 out of 10. Because we're missing some things, in my opinion. If you're gonna spend, charge people $1,000 for a home arcade machine, for $1,000, I would like to see T molding on there. Right here, Nostalgia, you can see the video of the marquee. The marquee looks really good when it's lit up. It just doesn't look as, you know what's funny is, like, for instance, if you have these reverse printed acrylic marquees, let's just say like the Terminator 2 one from Arcade1Up or the Mortal Kombat 2 one. I think a lot of our viewers might have those cabinets in their house. You know, they got that nice, shiny, glossy finish to them. They look very impressive even when they're turned off, right? This thing is just, it's just kind of boring when it's turned off, right? Which is what we were trying to say. And apparently that word glossy really started to take off and started trending throughout the home arcade community after we used it. But the good news is iiRcade heard our early feedback. That's why we do these reviews. And there is a fix coming for those marquees. So we're going to have to see what that is and when it's going to arrive. So
they might fix it with a software update.
A marquee? No. So we'll see if they're going to be replacing them or whatnot. So stay tuned for all that. Mystery Encoder says the cabinet is a 10 out of 10. The user interface is a 2 out of 10. Go ahead.
So one thing I agree with you on after watching your review, specifically for your cabinet, I think iiRcade, now that they're getting really into, and like they did this with the last set, doing like custom cabinets, they've got to get better at matching the buttons to the cabinet itself. Like on my
color,
the colors of the buttons, yes. So like on my Dead Cells cabinet, it would have been much cooler to have that Dead Cells purple and maybe the other buttons being black instead of the colors that you got them. Now I understand they couldn't do anything about the Space Invaders cab, because as we learned from the Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary, apparently we're in the great white button shortage of the 2022s. So there are no white buttons available, but otherwise I think the white buttons would have looked very good on that.
So a lot of people thought that this white part on the control panel was a fake trackball, and it's not a fake trackball. This is supposed to mirror kind of like the deck or cabin area of like a futuristic spaceship, right? And it's just part of the spaceship. It's not a fake trackball. They're not trying to tease you like, hey, we have a trackball, but we really don't. It's just part of the spaceship design. But I can see how people thought it was a trackball. I can kind of see it. Carl, what do you think about this? Where this cabinet? Now that you got a chance to see a little bit more about it.
Yeah, like I said, my only issue with iiRcade ever was that it's the darkest, blacked out cabinet of my whole line. No backlit marquee. I've always been a fan. I was one of the loudest people when Arcade1Up came up with theirs without the backlit marquee. So I'm glad they got on board with that. I wish they would just somehow could just sell me that portion of it and I add it to my cabinet, but obviously that's not possible. It's kind of hard for me to justify, buying another one just for that. But boy, oh boy, do I want that. Looking at Michael B's behind him, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's the way it always should have been. And again, we know from the history of iiRcade, the cabinet itself looked like something out of, not from arcade, right? When they first came out with the design, they listened to us then and made the changes to at least make the thing look more like a traditional North American cabinet, and they listened here with the backlit marquee. So man, 2 thumbs up, man. I'm glad to see that progression. Like Michael B, I'd like to see some games that make me want to gravitate to that cabinet more. And so hopefully they're listening. They hadn't turned off the ears and going to work out some of those licensing so that we can get some more modern and games to say, hey, let me make this the primary cabinet that I walk up to.
Yeah, both you and Mystery Encoder are on the same page. One thing we can say about Jong and the folks over at iiRcade is they take community feedback and they really listen to it, especially when it comes to the design of their cabinets or the design of their products, right? So, we've already put out some reviews. Glenn's put out videos. I put out video. And sure enough, they're already addressing it. Like I've already heard from iiRcade that they're going to be fixing the marquee. One of my biggest concerns about this cabinet was if you follow the order of instructions when assembling this cabinet, by the time you get to the part where you have to plug in the PC, the ribbon cable from the control panel, the joystick panel, to the PCB board, it's at such an awkward angle that I could see. Like it took me several minutes to get it to plug in when it should be something that takes you 10 seconds out of your life, right? And I was so worried because it's at such an awkward angle. If you follow their order of instructions, that I was going to damage or break it. And I could just totally see somebody breaking it. You know what I mean? Like damaging the pins on the board or something of that nature, trying to force it up in there, etc. So that's already being addressed. When these things ship out, the cable's already going to be plugged into the monitor versus having it plugged into the control panel. Does that make sense? That way you don't even have to touch it or fiddle with it. All you have to do is plug it into the control panel, which will be super, super simple, right? Like all the little things that we complain about, like, because I'm a very nitpicky guy, iiRcade at least listens to those, right? And stuff like that. These were my opportunities for improvement. Mike, what do you think about my list? And I hope it doesn't impact your review too horribly.
Well,
we always have different opinions on stuff.
Yeah, it's even when you watch other people's stuff, like I try not to watch too much, but I try not to think too much about people's opinions because I want to form my own. But I haven't done mine yet. But I do agree with, and I did agree with already, like the non-glossy finish on the Marquee, the buttons, like the red and black, sometimes is a stark contrast against the art that's actually on the cabinet itself. So I'd like to see that change. I'm going to give people a spoiler of my review right now. It's this cabinet is awesome, like absolutely friggin' awesome.
Yeah,
chill.
And like it is unreal. Probably easily to say the best built home arcade at best quality. And I think you touched on this in your review too. Some of the small things that I didn't like about the last cab. Like I remember in my original review, I talked about never knew when the cabinet was on off. This is my first time I got that button that shows the on off button, and the sticks are actually, they use like a tighter spring in the sticks, or I don't know what it's called, but anyways, the sticks have more tension. I really like that as well. But at the end of the day, like cabinet wise, incredible. But it just comes down to, I can't tell people that you should go buy it just based on the cabinet alone. You got to take a look at the game library and decide if it's for you. If you see stuff there you like, easy, because it's, I'm going to disagree with P-Dubs. I think it's closer to a 10 out of 10. I really do. I love it. But the game library is what is really tough about this. You got to go look at the game library and decide if there is stuff there that you think you would enjoy playing on this awesome arcade.
Yeah, but when I review a product, I try to make sure I review a product as what is it today, not like what is the potential that it could be. This iiRcade has a huge ceiling. Their product has it almost can break through the glass ceiling and become an amazing product for your household, especially if in the coming months we see them come out with, let's just say, a lot of people will hate it because they're not going to want to spend the money, but let's just say swappable control decks versus just buying accessories that you mount on the control panel. The ability to plug in and play light gun games, and the graphic user interface overhaul that we know is coming, right? Like the UI is going to be updated and they're going to make it look way more attractive than what it does today. The online gameplay is still going to be flushed out, but that's all like what it could be, right? And then of course we know this thing could run some pretty awesome games, but yet I rate it based upon what is it today, right? And it has those issues today, right? And I couldn't give it a 10 out of 10. With some of the fixes that they're already putting in and changes that we've made aware of, I think I might say it might be an 8.5 out of 10. But when we get games like Bearsis, like this game right here, like I think this is
a gem.
You think it's a gem?
It's a gem. Are you kidding? It's like a cross between Mortal Kombat and WrestleFest.
I don't even know
what
the heck.
What,
I don't
what
even
are
know
you
what's
talking about,
Mike? It's the same thing. They're literally the same games.
Yeah,
all three of them.
You're just turned on because they look like you, and that's the only thing that gets you off. You just look at yourself.
Yeah, you're right. You got me red-handed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reality of it. Is this Bears a game that you can say, hey man, you gotta get this cabinet and spend $1,000 for it?
No,
people just aren't going to relate to that.
Game Studio is the best.
Even if it's the best game that's ever been on an arcade, people just aren't familiar with it. So, you know what I mean? So if they had the cabinet and this was available and they bought it and they loved it, that's one thing. But to get someone to buy a cabinet with the games, that's a different thing.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what?
been,
This is a PC game, right? This is not. This is like a modern Steam
I
game
have
or something,
no-
right?
I have no idea what this game is, but this
no
game
idea where this came from.
it's a 2-button fighter, so it's more for like the kids.
Yeah,
You know what I
just
mean?
like WrestleFest.
And you know why Nostalgia likes this so much, guys, is I don't know if you guys know this or not, but My Little Pony actually has a My Little Pony fighting game coming out.
Mhm.
And I'm talking like this thing is like like a hyper fighting game coming out.
Yeah, it's
And
like
I
that
know-
Power Rangers game that came out not too long ago.
Right.
Whatever
And
that was called.
Nostalgia is so pumped about it. He texts us every day, guys. I can't wait till my brony ass can get my hands on My Little Pony.
I'm either
fighting
going to
game.
play as Applejack or Princess Twilight
Um,
Sparkle.
Yeah, but that's not it's not the stuff I want to see personally.
So
but
can I go back? I do want to just go back to what I was saying, P-Dubs. Again, I was talking about the cabinet itself when I gave that 10 out of 10. The cabinet itself, it's close, except for the things that you mentioned. The game lineup and this product overall, that's where you're right, because that's where it falters. And this game, maybe it is super fun. I don't see enough in it myself personally to give it a chance, but maybe I would. I don't know what it costs. Maybe I would pick it up and be like, holy shit, this is the next Donut Dodo or a really cool experience, but it's not pulling me enough to do anything. And people have been kind of like making fun of it. I think, I don't know. It's such a hard thing when it comes to a company like iiRcade to go out and get games, because in order to go out and get really good games, get high-end games, you got to go spend a bunch of money and there's no promise on return. But if you don't spend the games, how are you going to increase your user base? So I always say it's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. If you have the high-end titles, people are going to buy your stuff. But then the company on the other end is like, ooh, that's a risky proposition. We got to shell out XXX number of dollars and we just don't have the user base to. So I don't know what the right answer is, but I will tell you, people are expecting them to build the Field of Dreams. That's what they're waiting on before they'll start supporting iiRcade. And now I know what games are there. I like a lot of the games there. So that's why I bought the gold, because I already like what I got. I love the games lineup. I enjoy it. So I'm fine. But how do you bring in new people that are looking at this right now and saying, geez, there's not a lot of stuff here?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think iiRcade is stuck between a rock and a hard place, because there's many things that they could do, but what they're doing with these titles, these are not titles that are going to sell cabinets. Nobody's looking at that Bear game and being like, oh, I'm going to buy an arcade because I want to play that in this form factor. They're not getting a single additional user because of that title. What they're trying to do is keep the existing users happy. But my perspective is maybe they should stop investing in smaller titles. And what they should do is, instead of spending the money for those licenses, set the money aside, do that for a number of licenses, just hold back the cash, add it to a pool, and get something that's like a AAA title. Get a banger in there. Even if it's just one, that'll sell more units. That'll help the entire ecosystem expand. And then as it expands, they'll get more money and they can recycle. And then once they have a large enough user base, then throw in a bunch of filler titles. But you really need to get a few more like headliner titles. They really need to do that.
And I mean, it's hard. We know that there's a lot of competition for licenses in this space, and there's one specific company that, they seem to lock up a lot of licenses and have exclusive relationships, which makes it complicated. So, we've got to give them the benefit of the doubt there too.
We got a $5 super chat from Tyler. Thanks so much for the donation. Why doesn't iiRcade open to third-party game devs or make their own games? Because there are some good ones out there, or Area 51. So actually, my friend, there are a couple of small indie developers. There's a couple of guys who are actually making their first game. And legit, it's only going to be released on iiRcade. In fact, hell, even that's how Bash Studios started, right? And Bash Studios has got a lot of, now they're starting to really take off. You got to be really proud of Bill McLaughlin and his team, because now they're getting their games over on the Partycades system and Nintendo and Xbox. And if you think about it, they started by just putting games out on the iiRcade. So hats off to Bill friend of the channel and of the show. But they do work with third party. They do work with third party guys. Why won't they make their own games? A very small team, man. Very small team. I don't think they have the time or the resources to build a game from scratch, unless it's something small like Jong Pong, which Michael does because he's a nerd late at night. You know what I mean? Michael from iiRcade.
To build a legitimately good game takes either a lot of sweat equity, so you would need people to be able to volunteer their time and their skills, or a lot of capital. Building a game isn't as simple as, $30,000-$40,000. You're not going to get very far with that. So it's a heavy investment, and they're not in the investment of software development or video game design. They're in the market of selling these machines and licensing titles.
So in Blue Sky Nostalgia, what would you get for iiRcade?
License wise?
Yeah.
I think this isn't like it's a great title. It's not like the most amazing that everybody's dying for, but nobody's going after AVP. Nobody is going after Alien versus Predator. So maybe that's something they could position.
Capcom, Alien versus Predator.
Yeah. Like, I know it's a massive title, but I'm saying, like, nobody is screaming. There's a couple people screaming for it, but it's not like a title that every single person is like screaming for, but it has mass appeal and it would be unexpected. And I think it would drive massive sales if they were to secure it, because it doesn't appear a lot of companies are getting licenses through Capcom, but nobody is taking that title and using it. The only company that actually released a product with that game on it in the last 10 years is Capcom when they released their Capcom Home Arcade. Nobody else has done that. So I don't know what the license lockups are right now, but there could potentially be an opportunity for that title specifically.
I think it would be tough for them to get a Capcom license. I'm just going to be very honest with you.
Any Capcom license?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know the backside of whatever's happening on the backside.
But I'm surprised you didn't go more modern.
Well, you said you want a banger title, so that would be what I would go if that was it.
Oh, you disappoint me so much.
Well, what else are you going to pick?
Something modern.
Yeah.
Like, I would say the last banger they put out was probably Mayhem Brawler. That's the kind of stuff they should be focusing on.
I don't think Mayhem Brawler is really selling cabinets, though. I don't think it's mainstream enough to sell cabinets.
What about something like Dragon Ball Z or things like that that's not available on another cabinet? I mean, would that be something that would appeal? And what's that? It was another fighter game with the superheroes. I can't remember what that.
Yeah, there's Dragon Ball Fighters, whatever it is, Fighters.
Yeah.
That game, I think, is far too advanced to run on iiRcade hardware. I don't think you're getting that to run on the iiRcade. I'm just trying to think. I don't know. There's a lot of modern titles, but you're really going to have to look at essentially Android ports, right? So you'd have to find something that translates well from your traditional touchscreen to an arcade platform. And as much as I want to see modern titles on this machine, I don't think the modern titles are what's going to sell it. Unless there's going to be some sort of like high AAA game. Like if they got like a new Street Fighter or they got a new Mortal Kombat or something, there's no way that that a modern title is going to sell more hardware.
Let me pose this to you. What if they took the idea of the iiRcade and then put it in a little a tiny Fisher-Price molded arcade?
Exactly. Mike, you got it. Hold on. Wait. Mystery Encoder put one up there. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Cuphead.
Yes, there you go.
Cuphead would be a stellar option. Binding of Isaac. Now that we're going down that road. Binding of Isaac. Hollow Knight. Exactly. Shovel Knight even. Shovel Knight could easily run on that hardware. And that is a game that has massive, mass appeal. And I would buy that again 10 times over because it's a dope-ass game.
Yeah.
100%.
Me personally, I think iiRcade, I think that maybe become console-cade. Focus on maybe some not 16 and 16 and 8-bit ports and stuff like that, but go up and find some cool games like we just talked about that are PC to more modern type games, and then look at stuff that would run on the Dreamcast and shit like that. And that's kind of what the iArcade is going to become for the next little while. Maybe that's the direction to go.
Maybe when they release all the peripherals, they'll get like a steering wheel attachment, and they can get like test drive or something.
No, they've just got. I've confirmed it. They're getting a keyboard and typing of the dead.
Well,
Sweet.
I mean, like, it's the kind of stuff like I've been talking about is yes, like instead of going after like the Atari games, the ones that were from back in the day, go after the Recharged series. You know what I mean? And that, in my opinion, that would fit more into what iArcade is, right? So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, what's that game? It's a superhero game where you can fight. It's Infinity or what? You know what I'm talking about? It's on the tablet. Injustice. Is that what it is? Where you can fight.
Injustice is the one with like Batman and
you're
Superman. Right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
it's not the right game. No,
that's not the right game for it. So my question is: it has 2 players with 6 players. Is there an iArcade game that even utilizes all 6 buttons?
I think some of their fighting games might. I don't know. I would have to look at it. What about that one that Johnny Cage did? Is that a 6-button fighter?
Which one are you talking about?
Bloodstorm or
P-Dubs, your mic is muted.
Yeah, I think Bloodstorm maybe. I can't remember. All right, let's get off that, guys. We got a lot to talk about here. So moving right along, guys. Defender Partycades were on big sale. A lot of us got them. What's interesting is I ordered and paid for one. QVC sent me an email, and they told me, hey, your order is shipping. Here's your tracking number. Have a great day. Bye, right? And like a week went by. And by the way, $2 donation from Console Fanboy. Is Soul Calibur possible in iArcade? Would be good. Yes, it's got the ability to run those Dreamcast games, and that would be a great game for them to get. Now, here's what's interesting is, so a week went by, I called QVC's customer service, and I was like, hey, you guys sent me a tracking number a week ago. There's been either no movement or something's going wrong. Like every time I click on the link, it takes me to a web page that tells me, oops, something's wrong with your order. Call customer service. So I called customer service. They told me basically, yeah, we have no idea where your order is or what's going on. Wow. I'm like, okay, you might as well just cancel it and refund me, which they did. They canceled it and they refunded me. And then another week goes by, and I was just posting pictures in some of our groups that we all participate in on social media, and the damn thing showed up, Mike. So I got this Defender Partycade, and not only do I have the Defender Partycade, Mike, I got the Catalina wine mixer of Partycades, and not only do I have the Catalina wine mixer of Partycades, Mike, but I got a free invitation to that party. What do you think about that, man?
It's the effing Catalina wine mixer. I'm so glad you got it. Like when you told me that they had canceled it because they just ran out of stock. I was like,
they were like, we don't know what's wrong with your order. They're like, we can't find it. We don't know what this means. Like whenever they would click on the tracking info, like it would take me to a web page. They're like, yeah, we just see the same thing you see. I'm like, wow, your customer service is amazing. They had no idea where their order was. So I was like, just cancel it. It's been a week. You don't even know where the product is. Cancel it, refund me. And they did. And boom, it showed up anyway. So I got this for free. Woohoo!
Yeah, so I can see right now they'll pull you in. They're like, sir, you did receive it. We want our money. And you'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about. And they're
There's
like,
no
you were live on the internet.
There's no evidence. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if I get charged for it again. I don't know. But for right now, it's a free purchase. But it's I can tell you one thing. Like you guys, we've been all talking about this for years. I've had zero interest in these Partycades. The only reason why I bought this is because you all told me to. And I'm glad you did. This thing is fantastic. Awesome. Yeah. It is fantastic. It's got that Gorf on there. It's got Sinistar on there. It's a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and that's the challenge with that. I got a buddy that I've known for, a few decades, and he reached out to me because he saw our live show one time. He says, I want to get Defender, and talked about modding a cabinet, and it was just way too expensive. And he ended up getting that one. And I just had a funeral for my best friend last weekend, and he was there. He came from Chicago, and he said, oh, I love this Defender thing, but he says, my challenge is I don't know where to put it. He says, my wife's got the smaller one, which he was talking about the Countercade. He didn't know what the name of it was. But he said, she's got that smaller one, and that's a little more easier to put places. He said, right now, I love this, and I play it all the time, but I just have to figure out where I'm going to put it. And so I would imagine with you, P-Dubs, that's going to be your same thing. where are you going to put this?
Yeah, I
Are
have
you going to put it on the back
clue.
of a door? Are you going to put it on the counter?
I have no clue. I have no clue. So what's funny is my wife Melissa, she thought it was another Countercade because I took it out of the box and stuff, and she was funny too. She's like, because it comes fully assembled, and she goes, wow, that's a lot bigger than the other ones. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, the other ones you have from Arcade1Up like that. I said, what are you talking about? I don't have any others like this. She goes, yeah, you do. You got a whole bunch of them upstairs. And she was talking about like, I have the Galaga, the Miss Pac-Man, like all the little Countercades tabletops. And I was like, this isn't a tabletop one. She's like, it's not. She goes, what is it? So it's a Partycade. She goes, what's a Partycade? I was like, it's the Catalina wine mixer. That's what I told her. She was completely like, what is this guy talking about? What is he nuts? She goes, well, where are you going to put it? I said, well, you can hang it on the back of a door or on the wall. She goes, what? And I showed her a picture of the instruction manual where it's got like pictures of how you can mount it. And she goes, oh, she goes, this is so stupid. You know what I told her? I'm going to put it on the wall, the bedroom door, our bedroom door. I told her I would hang it on our bedroom door. And that was funny. She's like, oh, great. So you can play it on those nights that you're sleeping alone. That was pretty funny. So yeah, there you go.
You just got to put it right near the toilet so you've got something to play while you're sitting down doing your business.
I don't know if I'm going to film a review for it or not, but what I can tell people is if you have a way to get, because these are hard. Mike, is QVC the only one selling these? These are hard to get, right?
Arcade1Up Direct has them now. As
Arcade1Up Direct does?
Yeah.
What I can tell you guys is I think it's awesome so far with the time I've spent with it. So by all means, if you can get your hands on it. I'm actually thinking about potentially, you know how, Mike, I have that Mortal Kombat Legacy cabinet, the Legacy cabinet that came out last year? I'm actually thinking about taking the PCB because it's the same monitor, same BOE monitor. I'm actually thinking about putting this PCB in that cabinet and turning that cabinet into a Defender cabinet. That's what I'm actually thinking about doing.
Yeah, you'd have to get a special control panel built, right? Because that control panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, we know guys like DIY Retro Arcade and stuff. We can have them make us a pre-drilled panel. So,
see, I've always thought about doing that. Like, but I want the plexiglass too. I want it to be exactly like my Arcade1Up. So I need to get the plexiglass too. So I need to find somebody who do both. Make the custom control panel and the plexi.
And you know, talk about plexi. You know, my modified Galaga is the only Arcade1Up I have that doesn't have the plexi. You know, that one I just laminated. You know, I just did the spray so that it wouldn't wear off the thing, and I love it. I actually hate the plexi. The plexi obviously was necessary so you can keep your graphics on. But yeah, I sprayed that thing years ago, and I've never had an issue with it. So I actually prefer those arcade cabinets without the plexi.
Jason, the monitor is shit in the Pac-Mania cab. It's shitty.
You know, he brings out a good point. Can I just mention this? Centipede and Pac-Mania are out there in the wild, but I've seen zero like YouTube reviews or reviews anywhere on those two cabinets. And it makes me think that a lot of content creators out there just had no interest in Pac-Mania or Centipede because where's the reviews, right? I've seen several reviews for the Mortal Kombat Midway Legacy cabinet, myself included. Mike, you just got yours and you just built yours. Is 19K Fox here? Ask 19K Fox what happened to him when he challenged P-Dubs to Mortal Kombat today online. So
I heard he got spanked.
Yeah, so I played 19K Fox Mortal Kombat online, and I beat him 11 wins in a row, 11 fatalities. He actually sent me a message. He had lost count. He sent me a message when he rage quit finally, and he goes, "Okay, 10 is enough. Damn," is what he sent me a message. And I, you know, being the nice friend that I am, I responded to 19K Fox, and I said, "Actually, it was 11."
I'm so disappointed in him.
So
but I'm also a little bit proud of you, P-Dubs.
So yeah, P-Dubs is actually pretty good at Mortal Kombat. I watched him fight Zohar there the other day. He's really good. But before we get too far off,
Zohar's good, man.
Before we get too far off this, Lisa's Retro Lounge says, "Oh no, is the screen not good?" Let's be clear about this. the screen comparative to the BOE monitors is a piece of dog shit. Like it is horrible compared to the BOE monitor. However, when B-Kong says it's playable, that's a true statement. Like I got my Mortal Kombat, the TM monitor today. I think the problem is because there's nothing wrong with a TM monitor. In some instances, like fighting games, TM monitors can be better. Apparently, they have better refresh rates. I don't understand everything, but the problem specifically with the TM monitors that Arcade1Up are using right now is that they're edge lit and seemingly only edge lit from one side. So the color and everything washes out when you get to one side. But when you're directly in front of it and you're looking at a very good angle, it's completely playable. It's good. It's not perfect, but it's good. It's a good looking monitor. It's just the minute you move from specifically one side where it's edge lit only on one side, everything just falls apart. It shits the bed.
Hey guys, I want to. Mystery Encoder had this comment to me. He says, "At Detroit Love talking about Countercades. So when are you going to hit us up about the two behind you?" I have videos, so just search my channel on these. But P Dubs, this is your opportunity, brother. You what's that thing you just bought? The Partycade. You gotta put a battery in that thing. I think if anything, how the heck you gonna put it on the back of your bedroom door, and you have to have a cord going to the back of the door? You're gonna be tripping. I don't get it. I mean, again, I don't have a Countercade that is not self-contained to be able to play it and take it wherever you want. It just makes sense. So P Dubs, make that a consideration for your video, man. That Defender, man, put a battery pack in that thing.
And Carl, let's just say I was an owner of a product that needed to know how to mod an Arcade1Up and add a battery. Where could they go to find this coveted piece of information? Is there like a YouTube channel out there that has videos on that?
I have plenty of videos out there. Detroit Love, just search on it. I put the batteries in here. I put the handle on here. This thing is now this is stock. So I didn't change. I didn't put a pie in here. So this is the regular game, but it's totally portable. It has a handle so you can take it anywhere you want, and it's got a backlit marquee, which they didn't come with that, so I had to put that on there. But this guy is totally modded. This is a Raspberry Pi with all of the games, but it's the same way. It's totally battery operated. It just makes sense. I don't understand why Arcade1Up has listened to us in all these other areas, but they still make this little small portable, should be portable, but with the cables, it's not portable. That should be the next thing on their list. But if they don't do it, definitely check out the videos and get it done. It's a very simple thing. I actually, put a hinged door on here so that you can open it up, but you don't really need to do that because the batteries last forever. Even if you had to unscrew the back and charge the battery every now and then, that's nothing. This thing literally lasts for months with the battery. So I think it's a must do. And P Dubs, I can't wait to see your video with the ad on that Partycade.
So Carl, if I needed to take a dump, what Arcade1Up product would you suggest I take with me?
It's got to be this, baby. Miss Pac-Man, she's always goes with me to the bathroom. So,
and you go to Arby's a lot, so you're in there a lot. That's why you really got the batteries in those bad boys,
absolutely,
right?
Baby. You got it.
Look at 19K Fox. You swore you wouldn't tell us so. Oh man, he got a beat down today. Yeah. What's really funny about that too is like everyone's like, Mike, we hear it all the time because we don't get a chance to play games as much as other people do because we're always trying to film content for people out there, right? We're always working on projects and things. People say they're not gamers. They don't know how to play video games. And then I hop on Mortal Kombat and then I whip people's ass on Mortal Kombat and they're like, oh wait, maybe P Dubs does know how to play video games, which is pretty funny.
But you certainly don't know how to play Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Can't be good at everything.
All right. So, Mike, we are seeking applications for a new host for the Super Game Room Dudes for season 3.5. Hold on a minute. All right, Mike, we'll hire you back. We'll give you one more shot.
All right.
All right. So one of the main talking points, and this could be controversial because some of the guys who created these hacks are in the live chat. And definitely, I wanted to get people's opinions on this, right? So here's what I've been hearing. And this is why I think this is a good talking point, right? People are like, I buy Arcade1Ups for the artwork, for the nostalgia, for simulating a real arcade experience, for having multiple machines in my house that only play a few games or one game, and building an arcade in my home, right? Since Mystery Encoder team have been going nuts, hacking device after device after device, what has essentially been happening, Mike? These Arcade1Up products are slowly being turned into what I like to call multicades, right?
Well, they were
There are no-
already multi-cades.
Oh, come on. Let's 2 or 3 games. Am I going to call a multicade? No, but you know what I'm saying. So here's the thing, Mike. What's happening? What's happening with Arcade1Up? And what's funny too is like my video today that came out today, which was a tutorial video on how you could do the latest mystery encoder hack and just using USB stick and a couple minutes of your time on a computer, and you could add thousands of games to your system. You go from a little Countercade that had what 3 games on it, 4 games on it. Now I have 5,000 games on it. Right now it's now truly a multicade. Right? What's going on here, Mike? Like, am I wrecking this experience? Should I not be hacking my stuff? I expect Mike to be telling me you shouldn't be doing this. Like, it should.
Why would I tell you that? I like, honestly, I don't care what anybody does. Whatever works, whatever's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot of people would say like, oh man, that's like, don't do that. But at the same time, that might actually cause a surge in these, what do you call them, Countercade sales, because there's people that are like, I don't want to buy them, can't play that many games on them. And all of a sudden they're like, holy shit, I can do this hack. I'm going to go out and buy a bunch of it. That's why like systems after the fact, like, I don't know how much you can get them for now, but I'm sure like thanks to Nostalgia's piracy and evil doings over the years that people are interested in picking up the PlayStation Classic now.
That's true. Nostalgia, you probably sold a lot of PlayStation Classics.
I think I have. And Super Nintendo Classics and Sega Genesis mini consoles and lots of other things. My take on the modding side of things, personally, I have a very libertarian view of hacking, piracy, modding. Mm-hmm. I think it's your device. You do whatever the hell you want with it, as long as you are not hurting anybody else. So you buy it. If you want to mod it, cool. You want to douse it in gasoline, light it on fire, cool. Doesn't hurt me any. You should be able to do whatever you want to do with your product, and you shouldn't listen to anybody else telling you what you should and shouldn't do. You want to mod it with 1,000 games? Mod it with 1,000 games. Keep it stock. You do you, bro. I just think that's how it should be. That's kind of my stance on it.
I've always been a hacker. You know, my email is palmloyal@gmail.com, but because Palm, we used to hack the heck out of those Palm pilots, and we moved on to the Apples and was jailbreaking those. I used to love the Apples until you couldn't jailbreak them anymore, and now I switched over to the Google Pixel. But I've always been, I'm in the same camp as Nostalgia. This is my product. I should be able to do what I need to do with it. And the crazy thing about, like, say, the Apple product, we were doing things with those jailbroken things that still today you can't do the simplest thing with the Apple products that you should be able to do. But that's just crazy. So I'm all for it. We wouldn't have these home arcades if the community didn't keep those games alive out here and available to be used. So more power to you if you have the ability. And everyone does have the ability to have, like you guys, a game room full of cabinets. If I got a single cabinet and I can add some more games to it, I say you do it.
I agree, Carl. I agree. What's funny too is, when you've been around these communities as long as we have, you get to remember posts that, you see the same people post frequently in these Facebook, Discord, Reddit groups, whatever groups they may be. And some people will be like, "Oh, I don't like AtGames. I don't like multicades. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I like my Arcade1Ups," right? And then they're like, the same people who in the last couple of months are like, "Can you, Mystery Encoder, can you now hack my Simpsons cabinet?" I was like, wait a minute, I thought you didn't like that. I thought you didn't like, we don't support piracy. We like what Arcade1Up is doing. But can you hack my Terminator 2 cabinet? I've seen a lot of people going back and forth on this topic. I thought it was a very fun and controversial topic. What's funny is over 86% of the people in our live chat said we should be hacking.
I voted no.
Our Arcade1Up products. And basically the bottom line, guys, is just wanted to stir the pot for a little bit and get the live chat moving. And thanks so much for your support. What's funny is I agree with the 86%. We should be hacking this fight because I'm a naughty man.
And while 86% of the people say that's the case, the reality is only 10% of the people are ever going to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's been the reality of it, of any of these things. It's always going to be a small percentage of people that actually care enough to try and do it and want to do it and take the effort to do it. Most people are going to buy the cabinets as they are and keep it that way. But it's that smaller percentage of people that allows this community to keep growing and getting better.
Lisa's Retro Lounge, I voted for it. None of my stuff is hacked, but if you paid for it, you should be able to do as you please. There you go. Now, late breaking news, guys. Late breaking news. You guys want to be well aware of this information. So if you head over to teamencoder.com, which they should literally change their website name to, we're doing God's work.com is what they should rename their website. If you head over and you see you got the hacks for the pinball machine, the Infinity Game Table, the Arcade1Up Junior cabinets, and then, of course, the Countercades. If you guys scroll down, you'll see Overthink Gaming. He did a tutorial video on the steps for the Mortal Kombat Countercade. I did a tutorial video on the steps for the Marvel Superheroes Countercade. But you'll notice that as of this morning, you could only do this to 3 arcades. You could do this to the Mortal Kombat, the Marvel Superheroes, and the NBA Jam. But hot off the presses, guys, they have just released it for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Countercade, right? So you can now add this same hack, throw a bunch of games on a USB stick, and run them on your machine. Go ahead, Mike.
So here's the thing. I think hacking's great if you like doing that, but you do realize there's a product out there that's already open and you can just bring your shit to it. If you look in the chat, you'll find a link that's totally not an affiliate link. It totally is for the AtGames Legends Ultimate that's already set up without you doing anything, just to add games to it. So, like, here's the thing. If you're going to buy a multicade, just buy a multicade. The AtGames is already out there. It's probably the best product on the market in terms of like a multicade that you can just bring shit to. I don't know why you would go through some other process.
Mike, I knew you were against it.
I knew it. You see, this is why I did this.
Chill.
I knew. You could see when I was talking about that, guys. Did you look at Mike's face? You could tell he was kind of like getting all like, I don't want my Arcade1Ups to be multicades.
And who works for AtGames? Is it Nostalgia or Michael B. the Game Genie now?
Right there. Point proven.
The truth is revealed.
Michael B does not believe Arcade1Up should be multicades. I believe you can multicade the hell out of whatever you want.
Mike,
that's hilarious.
You are wrong. If somebody wants to buy an Arcade1Up because they like how it looks, but they want to play 1,000 games on it without putting in a pie, they should do it. I shouldn't listen to your sorry ass say, well, just buy a different multicade and leave the A1Up all alone.
That's not how's that even in the conversation? You're talking about
that's what I said.
This little thing versus that big giant thing.
What I said was
your true colors are showing, bro.
What I said was without having to do any work, the AtGames Legends Ultimate.
You do have to do some work now.
Excuse me while I drink my Michael B. tears here.
Oh, I just wanted to stir the pot. And
you stirred the pot, baby. And hey, P-Dubs, I got a question. Are you telling me, Michael B, are you still there, P-Dubs?
Yeah, I'm here.
Is this thing on? Are you telling me that the Mortal Kombat Countercade can be hacked with this new hack?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one in the car. I have one in the car for my brother. And now you know what my next video is.
You got to do it right in front of Mike so that way you can capture all those.
I want to have Michael B, can you watch me live do it and give me your reactions?
Yes, I'll watch it.
Okay. Wow, I finally got another video, guys. Coming out
it's
to a YouTube near you soon.
It's important, dudes, to remember what's really nice, because everything is on the USB stick, is, of course, when you guys take out the USB stick and power on the device, what's really great about these hacks is it runs the stock. It boots up normally, runs the stock user interface, runs your stock games, and you can run it that way, or if you're feeling naughty, you could do it the other way. Now, in my video, I did it for shock value. I was like, you know what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop 4,000 arcade games on the USB stick, which is what I did. Am I going to play 4,000 arcade games on this device? No. Obviously, if you guys are going to do this, you know, just pick, you know, the 120, 200 games you really want to play. You know what I mean? Like, are you really gonna play the 4,000 games?
Hold on, P-Dubs. But what you've done here is you made it even worse for Mike, because in your video you're showing NES titles, Super Nintendo, PC Engine games, TurboGrafx. So not only does modding the device make Mike upset, but not only that, you're playing console games on an arcade machine, and his heart is literally breaking as he watches this video. I've also identified what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy one of these things. I'm going to mod it. I'm going to ship it to Mike without the USB. So when he turns it on, he thinks it's completely stock. But in reality, he's going to own a modded Arcade1Up, and it's going to crush his soul.
Let's just say when I'm home alone, right, and no one's around, I might plug this in. You know what I mean? I might plug this in. I might light some candles, put on, you know, turn on my New Wave Toys mini Bluetooth boombox, my M90 Mini, play some nice smooth jazz, you know, and fire up, you know, a little naughty stick of arcade games, right?
Just get a nice big glass of Game Genie Tears and play your heart away.
Right. And then when I hear my wife, you know, coming in home, you know, and I hear that garage door open, I'm just going to, you know, remove that flash drive and just go back to, baby, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here is what I'm saying.
So is this, I'm not much of a modder, but is this what's considered to be a soft mod nostalgia? Kind of like back in the day with the Dreamcast.
Wait. Anything with nostalgia is a soft mod.
I was expecting that to come. I didn't think it was going to be P-Dubs to say it, but yes, Mike, when you modify something software-wise, it is a soft mod. The other type of modding would be a hardware mod, and you're obviously not modifying the hardware.
We need a T-shirt with Michael B's tears on it.
Now for sale, Game Genie Tears.
Can you play Tekken?
I'm gonna make a cup.
You play PlayStation games, PlayStation 1 games, P-Dubs?
You know, I didn't even try. All I did was I tried Nintendo and arcade games, but obviously this thing's got the hardware to run like, you know, Super Nintendo and SEGA and probably 32X and all that. I didn't try anything extensive because I really don't play a lot of console games on the arcades. I really don't play a lot of them, right? So
these devices don't have an active cooling system. So
and this is one of my favorite arcade games of all time, the Wild West Cowboys and Moo Mesa. I absolutely love that game. That game is so cool. Check out that video on my channel, guys. It's a nice tutorial video. Walk you through the whole process on getting that.
You know, you should test.
What?
I bet you can get PS1 running on that hardware.
Do you think you could?
Yeah, just throw the BIOS in there and then run it through like the what's the PCSX rearmed core, I think is called.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going. I'm listening.
Yeah, try that. And I bet you could get something like Tekken 3 running on there. Or you could possibly do, I don't know, Bloody Roar maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, P-Dubs, at the end of your video, do you have a link to Cool Toys so we can get us some ROMs?
Mystery Encoder says that it's got the industrial grade SoC. So yeah.
There you go.
Awesome.
And the cores are already installed. Beautiful.
Hey, Mystery Encoder, give me a call here.
Yeah.
soon.
Yep. Shout out to them. So what's nice is they're providing options, right? Like if you
it's a cool thing for the community. I'm glad people are going to get some extra use out of these, and you're going to have fun adding some shit to your Countercades for the next little while, and you get to play some cool games. So good stuff, Mystery Encoder. Thanks for taking care of everybody. Get back to work on T2. That's what people are waiting.
So, Michael B., let me just make sure I'm hearing what you're saying. So you're saying we'll be able to add some shit to our desk shit?
That's correct. Shit to shit.
Awesome.
Get it, run the bear game, the iiRcade game that just came out. Get it, run that. Yeah, it's a Batacera build, Batacera front end, and it's I like it. It works. Yes, it's very similar to RetroPie Raspberry Pi. I've been getting really into Batacera lately. I've already put out 1 or 2 videos on Batacera on my channel. I got more Batacera videos coming. I'm actually becoming more and more of a fan of that over using emulation station. So yeah, expect to see more content on Batacera on my channel. I'm really getting into it.
That surprises me. I thought you would have liked Emulation Station better.
No, I like.
I've always liked Emulation Station like a lot, but Batacera is pretty good.
Yeah, yep.
They're so similar. They're so similar.
Yeah, very similar. So if you make the transition, it's just like, it's upgrading your girlfriend, you know what I mean? So there you go.
It's like the girlfriend experience.
Upgrading your girlfriend. What do you mean upgrading your girlfriend? Like, do you take her into like?
Well,
the
I mean,
shop?
she's just as good as the old one, but she also has,
Oh,
a
you mean
few
getting a new girlfriend?
you get a new girlfriend, right?
Oh, but doesn't it sticks in the side, so it would be a side piece.
There you go. Something like that.
Oh, okay. I got you.
We're boycotting T2 unless Michael B agrees to do it first. Michael B, will you release the hack? Should Michael B release the hack? Put a 1 in the chat.
As people know, I don't respond well to comments like this.
Why?
I don't do well with
No
peer
pressure?
I don't do
pressure?
well with peer pressure. I don't like that.
But it's soft pressure. It's just a soft mod.
P-Dubs will definitely be on the couch tonight.
I see a lot of ones. Michael B, you're in. We expect to see a video.
Yeah, I want to see a T2 hack. I really do. I want to see a couple more light gun games on there. Like, even if you can't get like a bunch of light gun games working, if you could at least add like another,
at least have
10,
3
20.
games on the machine. It should have came with 3 games.
Yeah.
Michael B, you can agree that T2 should have came with at least a couple of games. I know we can agree on that.
In a perfect world, T2 100% should have came with Revolution X if there wasn't a myriad of licensing nightmares with having to pay Aerosmith for the rights to their music, and then you're not going to put that kind of money down to be a secondary game on a cab. But if everything was equal and you could just do whatever you wanted, yes, Revolution X should have been the secondary game on T2.
So if Mystery Encoder can get that game running on the T2, would you be able to do for educational purposes only video?
No, I won't mob my cabinet. I'm sorry. Please don't put that on me. Don't you put your evil on me, Mystery Encoder.
Asking a question. It's just a question. He's just popping the question. Will you marry him?
Nostalgia, don't put that on me. Why are you making me the victim here, or the scapegoat?
I don't know. Why are you against other people doing what they want with their hardware, Mike?
I'm not against anybody doing whatever they want with their hardware.
That's not what we listen. You've got what do we have? 250 people in the 290 people, all witness to it, Mike. All witness. You're caught red-handed, buddy.
Heard it here first. Michael B doesn't want a T2 hack released with Revolution X.
That's not what I
said. That's Michael, literally exactly what you said, word for word.
You can't even. You can't even.
Just Mike, for education.
You are ruining what could possibly make so many people happy. This hack will not be released unless you do the video.
And once it's seen on YouTube, it's possible that it can become a reality for all the 98% of people who will never ever hack.
Oh my God! First,
you could change the direction of Arcade1Up today.
First, it was first Goofy Foot. Michael B locked him up. We had to free Goofy Foot.
I remember that.
And now look at where we are today. Now we have to free the Terminator 2 hack.
We do.
Michael B is holding it hostage. This is terrible.
Mike, can't you just not be selfish once?
I mean, it's just
think of the community, Mike.
I love this. I love this comment. I love this comment. Arcade Insanity. Okay, hack the Frogger in retaliation. Okay, so speaking of which, Mike, real quick, you got your Mortal Kombat 2 30th today. Did you get your account set up? Are you ready to get your ass kicked online?
Oh, I've already got my ass kicked online. My very first, I won my very first match, but then my second match was against Jim Mink Collectibles, and he took me to school, man.
He did?
He beat me bad. I was pretty close. We did Sub-Zero versus Sub-Zero first time up, and we had a pretty competitive match. But the rest of it, he was just trouncing me, absolutely trouncing me. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Even on Wi-Fi, I found the experience to be pretty good. There was some lags at points getting going, but yeah, I'm very happy with the online experience.
Oh man! All right, so we got $2 donation. Hold on, can someone take care of this? I'm sneezing. I'm about to sneeze.
Just I don't have the iiRcade light guns. You have to talk to Glenn. Glenn is the keeper of the iiRcade light guns. I am just putting the pieces together.
This is not true. This is not true. Just like Just like you are totally cool with people modding their Arcade1Ups.
I am.
You are full of lies, Michael. You are full of lies.
Michael B, the Dream
Michael
Butcher.
B. Michael B, the Dream Crusher. Yeah.
P-Dubs is really not on it with that mute button tonight.
We love Mike.
He sides
We
with
love
us.
Mike. Well, I'm sorry, I sneezed. I had to, I had to mute it. You guys didn't want to hear me go,
Mr.
Achoo!
Mystery Encoder, please stop putting that evil on me.
Closing the T2 channel on our Discord. Thanks, Mike.
Stop putting that evil on me.
Yes, I do play MK30th online, and I've been having a blast playing MK30th online. I have 55 wins. I'm on the road to 100 wins online on Mortal Kombat 1. Super excited. Been kicking a lot of ass lately, especially the ass of 19K Fox. Just mopping the floor.
P-Dubs, Marie asked earlier, she said the lobbies seem kind of dead. I was actually surprised. I've had a lot of online Arcade1Up cabinets, and I was on there. It was just constantly ping, 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 people trying to challenge me. So I've noticed the opposite, and that, I'm surprised when people tell me the lobbies are dead. Now, of course, if you're playing at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday, it's going to be hard to find somebody to play against.
And in which time zone is that 12 o'clock?
Exactly. Yeah, I know. But in the evenings, you're usually pretty good on these.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's here. He's free at last. Goofyfoot is here. He's late to the show. Don't worry, my friend. Michael B has now locked up and thrown away the key on the Terminator 2 mystery encoder.
You know what the worst thing is? Charlie Chuck, I convinced him over the weekend to buy the Terminator 2 cabinet, and I was like, man, mystery encoder got that hack coming.
Yeah. All right, so I have a confession to make. I have a Tron cabinet. I have a Tron cabinet in my garage.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. How'd you get that? Or
So,
have you had it for a while?
So we were talking about it earlier in the week. The Tron Dell Computers was doing a sale on Tron.
Mhm.
So I picked up the Dell computer sale, and it just
Was
got
that
delivered.
what, $4.99? Or was it $3.99?
No, it was four. It was
$4.49?
$4.40. Yeah, what the hell? My chair's messed up here. So it's in my garage right now.
Oh.
My wife texted me that it got delivered. So now here's what's funny is I don't have nostalgia for Tron. I don't like Tron. I wasn't going to pay. How much is that cabinet normally? $700 some bucks or something.
$6.99. Yeah.
$6.99. Yeah, I got it for $4.49 from Dell. So I was like, I really panned that cabinet. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna check it out. And
Wait, hold on.
here's what
Before you build it, have you opened it yet?
No, I haven't opened it yet. No.
Keep it sealed.
Why?
Sealed in box collection, bro. That shit's going to be worth thousands of dollars. 15 years from now. Leave it sealed in the box. Keep the box pristine, and just put it in storage.
So what's funny is so in my loft now I have like the Arcade1Up Dragons there, which is a beautiful cabinet. You know, the Star Wars cabinet.
There's why you got it. That's the reason.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, it would look so nice. Like, just like, am I going to play it or am I going to stare at it? I don't know. I got a question though, guys. Will Glenn's flight stick work in there? Does his Tron stick work in there? Can I get his stick in? I'll have to message Glenn. Or did they block it? Or did they block it the way Arcade1Up blocked his spinner?
Why do you want to get Glenn's stick in there?
Well, because the Tron stick breaks, right? Isn't there?
You gotta be pretty rugged with it. I understand that it breaks, but I don't think it breaks from normal use.
That's what she said.
Well, I mean,
I disagree, Mike.
Of course you do.
It only breaks for people who don't mod their cabinets.
P-Dubs, find that TiVo 67 comment there.
Mike, you're just lacking in the grip strength. That's all.
TiVo 67.
Yes.
I can't find it, Carl. What did he say?
1025. He said, didn't Michael hack his Arcade1Up pinball when you can install all those tables on it?
No, he didn't.
No, you did, Michael?
You never did the pinner mod?
Nope.
So you still on your Attack from Mars? You just have the 10 games?
I have an AtGames Legends pinball upstairs with a PC in it, which I can play my Pinball FX3 games right on that. So I didn't feel the need to put any more games on my Arcade
might
1Up,
be
Attack from Mars.
Michael B's getting pretty serious. We gotta let up.
Yeah,
Michael B.
he's get
really
that
trying
vibe.
to
Get
Michael
that
B.
vibe.
the game mini.
This is
Yeah.
my multicade area. Downstairs
He's
is
getting
my
defensive.
Arcade 1Up area.
Your authentic arcade area.
No, not my authentic arcade. Not yet.
Okay.
Soon.
You couldn't possibly put a multicade in an authentic arcade. That'd just be blasphemy.
But when it comes to, hacking a Sega Mini, Michael B is a total slut whore about that.
No.
Let's hear this. I'm interested.
I want to hear
mini,
this excuse.
with the mini consoles.
Here we go.
Mini consoles.
Here
So let's hear, Mike. How do you defend this?
I bought two.
Oh.
One stock, and then I mod one. I will not mod one if it's the only one I have.
Okay, so
that
guys,
doesn't
you
help me.
need to buy a second Terminator 2 cabinet.
Yes.
And you can mod one and keep the other ones.
I'm not telling other people what they should do. I'm saying what I did.
Mike, you shouldn't be so condescending to all the people that like to watch our show. It's so rude.
What are you?
Jeez, dude.
So buy another T2.
They can afford it.
No, Mike's correct. Not if you like, for instance, like I have this Legends pinball machine over here, and I have a PC that I can plug into it and run VPX Future Pinball. So when it comes to the one out there, like I did the Pinner mod, I did the Attack from Mars, I did the version 3.1, where you could get like the 30 games, but the nice little interface on it, right? But when like the newer version, the 3.9 or whatever, I haven't done that yet, where you can now like also add Pinball Arcade and all that stuff, because I could just do that. I already have that right here. So I totally understand where Mike's coming from. Sometimes it's like, I can already do this. Why should I?
Yeah.
But then again, Mike, not everybody owns all these products, right? So if they only have an Arcade1Up pinball machine,
Then they have to buy a second one to mod it.
and then they should buy a second one to hack.
Again, I'm not saying anybody has to do what I do.
But if they don't, they're garbage people, right, Mike?
No, I just
that what you're
adore a
saying?
garbage person.
All right, let's be nice to Mike. Otherwise, he's gonna leave us for console kids. Like, Justin, they're being mean to me.
I can picture Mike back when he was a teenager. I don't know if it was a teenager in his 20s when Napster was popular. He refused to install Napster on his PC until he bought a second PC, and he kept his first PC stock, and then he downloaded pirated content on the second PC.
With Net Zero.
Exactly.
Did you guys have Net Zero in Canada?
I don't know what.
It sounds
It was a
super
dial-up.
familiar, but
It was a dial-up CDs. They used to litter the whole earth with CDs to install the dial-up.
So
internet service.
we didn't use Napster right away because we still had dial-up internet right into the 2000s. Like my parents never got the good internet. We had dial-up internet, so there was just
did you
no
ever
point.
use LimeWire? I think
yeah.
LimeWire came after Napster.
Yeah.
Because Napster took the shit.
Napster
There's lots of
got
problems with
sued. Napster got
Yes,
sued.
that's what I
big
meant.
time.
They
And
got
then LimeWire came out and it gave every computer HIV.
yes.
Yeah,
Well, that's because you were using it for the wrong type of content, Mike.
I was. I downloaded so much porn. It's ridiculous.
I feel like that took you a second to catch on, but yes.
All right. I got a question for everybody in the live chat. I just threw it in there. The weekend's coming. You got tonight, Saturday, Sunday. What games are you planning on playing this weekend? I would love to see that in the live chat. Whether, hey, this weekend, I really want to play my class of 81 arcade cabinet, right? Or this weekend, you know what? I got this game on Switch or Steam. I'm going to play this game. You know what I mean? Like, what video game are you guys going to play this weekend? And I want to go around the horn here. Nostalgia, what Pokemon game are you going to be playing this weekend?
I'm not going to play any Pokemon games.
What are you hoping to play?
I've got a barbecue coming up tomorrow.
Family
And-
reunion? He always has a
it's not.
family
It's
reunion.
not a family reunion. And we're going to do it at our place. This is like the first actual get together since we moved into this house. So we've got a bunch of people coming over, and I think a lot of people really dig the Oculus Quest. When you're around a big group of people, you connect it to the TV so people can see what you're doing. I think we're going to spend some time on the Oculus Quest. I don't know what game yet. I'm not sure. Probably something that has jump scares in it or something. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
super
hot.
hot.
That's a good
Super hot
lineup.
is good.
Detroit Love, you commented yourself in the chat. Are you telling me you're going to be hacking your Mortal Kombat Countercade this weekend?
Well, I hope to. I had to get in touch with Mystery Encoder, but I definitely will be playing it because it's my brother's. He's trying to get me to get it to him as soon as possible. But now with this new development, he's definitely not getting it this weekend. So I definitely got to make a video and check that out. So I'm definitely going to be playing some Mortal Kombat this weekend on the Countercade, no doubt.
And Michael B, what are you planning on playing this weekend? Every time I talk to you, you always got like your arcades, but you're also working on a console game.
T2. T2.
No, I'm not going to be doing T2 mods, but yeah, I'm going to be testing out the Mortal Kombat. I'm going to try to stake my claim on the Bubbles leaderboard, get a couple games in online, play some more Ridge Racer. I haven't had a lot of time to play down in my arcade this week, so now that I got Mortal Kombat in there, I'm also working on my overflow room, so I'm trying to get that cleaned out too. So I've got to do some physical work to make sure. Oh, I do have a bit of bad news today. Unfortunately, to make room for Mortal Kombat, something had to leave the Genie-cade.
Say it. Say it.
It was
I almost don't
Frogger.
want to.
It was Frogger because it's the worst piece of garbage machine that you had in that.
Did you sell it? Did you sell it? Or did
No,
you just leave it by the curb?
It's going in the overflow space.
Oh, so Frogger's no longer in the Genie-cade?
It's no longer in the Genie-cade, but I'm keeping it.
You still have Burger
really,
Time?
really like that machine. Huh?
Time Pilot is so good.
It blows my mind how much you're holding on to that machine. Like, it doesn't matter how bad it is.
I'm doing it out of spite. You can all
You
go
can
to
play
hell.
it on-
I'm going to play Frogger
Please.
forever.
You can play Frogger on every other cabinet you have.
Not really.
So
you this one Legends Ultimate has Frogger, right?
Aspect ratio.
Oh my goodness. Well, don't you have the other one, the mini?
Aspect ratio.
I see the mini.
Yeah, so actually I filmed my review, GG. I just got to finish the edits and post it, so my apologies. I actually have two Steam Deck videos. Here's my problem. Let me just ask you guys this real quick, and then I really want to tell you guys what I'm planning on playing this weekend, because you guys are fellow YouTubers. I have a bad habit of I film content for multiple videos, and then like I try to sit there and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna like edit and get them ready and schedule one for Monday, schedule one for Wednesday, schedule one for Friday. Like I have a hard time. Like sometimes like I'll film and then I'll be like, oh, I don't feel like editing, and then so like I don't get to the editing.
Excuse me.
So the video doesn't get published, and then something new comes along, and I'm like, crap, I got to film content for this, and I film, and then it's like, oh crap, I got to edit. All right, let me just go film this other thing. I have this hard thing about finishing what I start. Do you guys ever suffer from that, or is it just me, Mike? You just see it through to the end and move on to the next video?
That's called ADD, I think.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like
I've
super common.
tons of videos
People
that
have like ADD.
I've never published.
I'm a bit of a procrastinator. I'll always put things off and make them seem like they're a tremendous amount of work. Yeah. So like what I'll do is like I'll say, oh yeah, I'm going to start doing my iiRcade review. So I'll start charging my batteries, and then I'll come up with excuse after excuse after excuse to do something else. So it's not like I do a little bit and then jump to something else. I just procrastinate. Like it's almost like I get anxiety about doing like a big project.
Yeah.
I'm literally the opposite. If I start something, I don't want to start anything else until it's finished.
Yeah.
Same with like video games. If I start a video game,
yeah,
I will literally not open another video game, and I will just let them collect until I'm done the game that I started.
Yeah, I can't.
Ridiculous about it.
I can't play multiple things at once. I'm the same way with video games.
And I do everything on my phone, so I only have the limited space, right? So usually I'll try and get the video done, but I film a whole lot of videos, and then they get archived to the cloud, and then I have to free up space, so I don't want to download them back to the phone. So it's really nasty for me.
So Hobby Hands, thank you very much for the super chat. We greatly appreciate it. Nobody's going to get an email till early next week from Arcade1Up from the charity sale. It will come from Arcade1Up shop directly. So if you get any other emails, there were people trying to send out fake emails. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people, but there is nothing that has come out from Arcade1Up yet. It'll be out early next week. And if you have any questions or any problems, use the email events@arcade1up.com to contact them and ask any questions about your invoice or your order from the event.
All right, guys, 90 minutes is long enough. Real quick, this weekend, I'm hoping I can connect with 19K Fox. We're hoping to do a live stream and do a full playthrough of the arcade classic and one of the best arcade games of all time, Alien vs. Predator, co-op online gaming stream. Me and him are going to try and play through the game. Hopefully we can get that set up this weekend. If not, my plan is this. If I can't get that going with Fox, I'm going to dive into it, Mike. I've been sitting on it for months. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start playing Elden Ring this weekend on my PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And then you might not see a video from me for a long time if I end up really liking the game.
What was it? The other game you had, Ghost of Tsushima or whatever it was.
I beat
it there for a while.
Oh, that game is really freaking good, though.
Oh, yeah. Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I stopped doing YouTube videos and I stopped talking to people because I was literally playing that game.
So you guys are planning on playing AVP this weekend? I just had a revelation. If that game came out on iArcade, I think it'd save the system.
Yeah,
AVP.
Kind of like
I heard it here first.
Yep.
Yeah, just like Arcade1Up needs to free Qbert, otherwise we know what's going to happen there. But guys, hopefully you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We've taken up enough of your time. It's time to go play your video games. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to our solo channels.
It's a good thing we didn't talk about the Sega Mini.
And oh shit,
Sega
Sega Mini's available. It's got new games. It looks awesome. Correct.
Street Fighter is going to be on it. Street Fighter, Final Fight. Those are probably the two biggest and best.
Final Fight CD is going to be on
Fatal Fury. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
Final Fight CD, Super Street Fighter 2, the new challengers, Fatal Fury 2, Alien Soldier, and a bunch of other games I'm not as familiar with. Lunar is going to be on there.
Lunar, both Lunars are going to be on.
Yeah,
there.
but yeah, the Silver Star and Eternal Blue.
What would be great? I'm sorry, Mike. This will be real quick. Steven, Nostalgia, what would be great is if on next week's show, since we have to kind of bump this the way Jimmy Kimmel always bumps Matt Damon, next week we should spend a good amount of the show talking about the reasons why you should hack the new Sega Mini coming out.
100%.
And Michael B., you are here for that conversation, aren't
And
you?
you are not allowed to say anything.
I'm just so glad they came out with another Sega Genesis Mini to add relevance to Nostalgia's name and YouTube channel again for a little bit longer.
Piece of shit.
Carl, send them on their way. We got to get out of here, baby.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you get your Arby's this weekend. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
The best part of tonight's show was Michael B's tears. Like every time an Arcade1Up gets hacked, Michael B sheds a tear.
Let me drink some too.
I'm gonna have to make a cup for that, Mike. I'm gonna make a mug. I'm gonna sell that on my Teespring store, and it's just gonna say "Game Genie Tears."
Michael B is gonna be Michael.
Tearing.
I think you guys are taking this out of context. I don't care if Arcade1Up.
Wait.
I'm just telling you, you can use an AtGames Legends Ultimate,
Michael B,
and it doesn't
Michael
have
B.
to be hacked.
But you can't play Frogger on this, so it's useless.
That's true.
I'm
You
done.
have the opportunity to be the Belle Delphine of the home arcade space. You could sell bottles of your tears to everyone who's hacked an Arcade1Up cabinet.
I'm gonna get a
Good.
Michael B. the Game Mini teardrop.
Yeah. It's a
Tattoo.
little tattoo and it's gonna be a teardrop of Michael B's face inside the teardrop.
I'm getting too old for this shit. My favorite part of the show is you actually didn't get your coffee, you piece of shit.
No, my son brought me a coffee.
Oh,
I
that
drank
ruins
it
everything.
with
Ruins
my
everything.
awesome Kingdom Hearts mug because it's the coolest mug in the history of mugs. Oh shit, we're still on the air. Let's get out of here, guys. The show's over. What are you doing? Stop watching us. Go play your video games.
And
Go spend
drink
time with
your
wife.
mini tears.
What are you doing? Go. Get out of here. Go. Leave. Get out of here.
Pete up, just turn off the live stream.
Are we
Oh.
good? No,
I wish I had a button there.
I'm not going to leave until it goes down to 0. Everyone, get out.
That's not gonna happen.
Get out.
I was like, yeah, a quick hour show tonight. That'd be good. And then I can enjoy some time in my arcade since it's like 12 o'clock already. But no, can't do
Mike.
that.
You realize
outta
if
here.
you just were okay with people modding the stuff, our
Show's
conversation wouldn't have gone on as long as it did. You're the reason why our show is an hour over.
I am okay with it. You took it out of context, much like many of the people you hang around with. You take information out of context and try to push your own narrative.
No, that's not what we do, Mike. What we do is we
He's pushing
see
his
through the
own narrative
garbage.
on the
We can see
Casting
through the
couch?
haze, and we can see the
Show's over.
real person that you are.
Guys, the show's over. Why are you still here? Why are you three
Because
still
you won't.
It's
you
over.
won't-
To
you
be
won't
fair, they're
press-
just getting an inside window to what actually happens after our show. This is just what we
Oh.
do.
Is this the post show?
I don't know
Yeah,
if this is the
it's
post show.
the
Maybe
post
it's the
show.
post show.
All right. Now we got to do what we always do during the post show. We take our shirts off and we show each other our belly buttons. You guys ready?
That's
I don't
what we
have a
do?
belly button.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Is this thing on?